Then we are doomed.
then we are doomed. Like another YouTuber said, the YouTuber that I follow and I really like him, Total
Yes,
Biscuit.
give a shout out to Total Biscuit.
Yeah, from this lonely South African YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Um, he said something on one of their videos called roleplay, not roleplay, co-optional lounge,
yeah,
where he said the in South Africa it's the headmaster, in America it's the principal, or the
yes,
prince. It's vice versa. Anyway, they were speaking at like making a speech, some graduation or something with his son involved, and
yeah,
that principal said that 80% of the kids in that school will be working in jobs that doesn't exist yet,
yeah,
you know. And take again the famous YouTubers, for example. They grew up, and when they grew up, YouTube, being a YouTuber, a successful YouTuber, wasn't a job. It did not exist.
yeah,
So now what's happening is people like the content filtering people, bless their souls. I would not want to be one of them. That job didn't exist, right? And now they're trying to make something to not let people deal with that kind of crap.
yeah. And
And
it, the scary, or not scary, just like the sad thing of it all is that, you know, making these people's lives a little bit easier, because I mean, I can't imagine the psychological damage that
yeah,
would have on a person to do that day in and day out. And to take that burden away from a person and put it on a machine, it's actually not it's not a bad thing. It's a very, very good thing.
yeah,
I mean, we don't have people going into mines that are unsafe anymore because they need somebody to do it. We've got machines that can tell you, listen, it's unsafe, saving human lives. And in essence, this is saving human lives on a psychological level.
mm.
And, I know some people are going to complain, yeah, but you're taking these people's jobs away from them and they can't find jobs doing something else. And I'm sure that if you are in such a situation that this is the best you can hope for as a job, then it will be a negative, that you're doing the job that nobody else wants because you are desperate. But more importantly, and this is now the dark side of it, is people may be drawn to that job because they enjoy it. I'm not saying they
Yeah,
are. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying, you get ghouls out there.
you do get those kind of people.
Yeah,
Um, the thing is, if you're one of those unlucky few who has to have that job, our hearts are
yeah,
with you. First of all,
yeah,
I mean, we wouldn't wish the worst of humanity on anyone. Me
yeah,
personally. But wouldn't it be a blessing for them? Wouldn't they see it as a blessing if they're like, oh crap, I don't need to do this job anymore?
yeah.
You know, the people
Maybe
that
they can get
suffer
a
through this.
maybe they can
Maybe,
get a different job maintaining the software for the machine that does it for you.
or maybe they get a good severance package
Yeah,
where the people tell them, listen, yeah, we're kind of taking this job away from you. Here's the rest of your salary for the rest of your life.
yeah.
Thank you
I
for
mean, Google
handling
are
the crap you handled every day.
yeah. I mean, Google are good guys. They try to be the good guys. So
They try to, yeah.
I don't see them screwing the employees over in that respect. Especially something that demanding on one's psyche.
Yeah.
You know, they will have to be severely compensated.
I mean, I think they're currently severely compensated already.
Yeah,
I mean, if you were in Google's position, right?
yeah,
How much would you pay? You see, this again would be a good podcast thing to talk about. How
yeah,
much would you pay for someone like if you were Google, right? The head honcho of Google or whatever. Someone had to do this job. You're paying them. What would you say their salary would be like?
I don't know. It would have to be something exorbitant because I don't think there's any amount of money that you could offer me to do that job.
Exactly. It's literally a case of either you tell me I have to work. I mean, the benefits would to look at the bright. Oh crap! I'm moving wrongly. The benefits I think that they would have to include with this package is you have to work 1 day a month, right? This is how I would set it up. My employee would have to do this for 1 day a month. So I'll need at least 30 employees just to do this one job, 31 employees,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I would tell them you work for 1 day a month, and then you get like, let's say your monthly, I'm going to give you a monthly salary of $10,000, $20,000, $15,000,
Yeah.
$20,000, right? And it's like, but as an added bonus, we will give you psychiatric treatment
Yeah.
for free on the company. Oh yes, and your house is paid for. You don't have to worry about your cars. So I will try and make it as how can I say it, comfortable as possible
Yeah.
for these people if I were in Google's shoes or Facebook's shoes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I would make it as comfortable as possible. Um,
Because, I mean, you might want to make the whole censorship argument that, you shouldn't censor people, and that censoring people takes away certain liberties and all of that. And my view on this is fuck that. Straight up. I don't want to see the worst of humanity.
dude,
My mind can think how bad humanity can be, and I do not want to see that.
I have let me tell you about my one experience, right? And I've lost 3 friends because of this. Now
Yeah.
they were well, they're not really friends, but Facebook friends, let's call them that.
Yeah.
There was like a short time ago, there was this picture circulating on Facebook of a farmer being attacked. Now, being from South
Yeah.
Africa, we get that a lot, right?
Yeah.
We do get that a lot. But it usually shows like, it's usually a graphic image of some poor dead white guy and surrounded in blood and all that, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
So I'm like, when I saw this, I'm
yeah.
like, you're not helping. You're part of the problem. And then
Yes.
then I went and
Thank
said,
you. Yes.
and then
I
I
agree
then I
with that.
then I went along and I said, listen, if this was your father, would you want him to be remembered like this
Yeah.
for the rest of your life? I feel it's sad, and I eventually found out, like before I started posting that, I did some research on that specific. Again, thank you, Google Images.
Yeah.
This guy got attacked, but this was a brutal attack, a really brutal attack. At that time, he
Yeah.
survived the attack and everything was okay. So he was fine,
Yeah.
right? But I went and said, even knowing that the guy was fine and that the thing was probably a hoax or an attempt to get the white South African to do his bid for his community or whatever, I went and said, listen, I wouldn't want to wish this kind of brutality on my worst enemy, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want, if this happened to an enemy of mine's father. It's wrong. I would go and say, dude, sorry, man, this is bad,
Yeah.
because they used the misfortune of someone else to further their agenda,
Yes. And that
right?
is something that I cannot abide. I mean,
And
you are
that
part of
wasn't
the
even the
problem. You are
worst.
perpetuating hate. Yeah.
Yes, that wasn't even the worst thing that I saw. This was like in recent memory, that was the worst thing.
Yeah.
And after I posted that, I reported the photo and everything, and it eventually got taken down.
Yeah.
But on that same day, 3 people unfriended me, and
Because, yeah. Yeah. understand that entirely, because why aren't you supporting them, you know?
Yeah. Um, yes, and they. Why aren't you supporting? It's not a case of supporting. It's a case of listen. Be a human. Be
Yeah.
humanitarian. Be humane.
Yeah, be a person. I mean, what are you doing exactly by posting that? You are
Yeah.
shocking people, and if you are trying to shock people, that means you are trying to push an agenda.
Yeah.
That's just as simple it is. You use fear and shock to push an agenda. That's it. You don't care about anybody. You don't care about that poor guy in the photo.
You don't. You
You
don't care
care for
about
the
his
shock
family.
value, so that you can push an agenda that might be entirely false. You know,
Yeah.
that
You don't care for
probably
his
is entirely
family.
false.
You don't care for him. You're just fear mongering.
Yeah, exactly. Fear mongering, and you're desecrating the memory of another human being. You're not helping anybody.
And another thing, what happened in this thing is the guy sent me a message on Facebook.
Yeah,
Like, to use the Afrikaans, he cucked me out. He told me, oh crap, I'm moving wrongly. Oh crap. He told me like I was the worst piece of humanity, worst piece of excrement or whatever,
yeah,
because I posted something that was like, think of the family.
yeah,
You know, how do they feel? I feel sorry for them. And then he unfriended me, and such a way, and he blocked me, so I couldn't have. He didn't even have the decency to await a response,
yeah,
right? And again, after that thing was posted, I reported it. Eventually, it got taken down, and I mean, I wouldn't be, and that's only like one photo. How many
yeah.
things gets reported on
On a
Facebook
daily base.
on a daily
Yeah.
basis?
I mean, if I was in that job, I would dread opening my computer every day. It would
Yeah,
be the most terrifying thing imaginable to me, is just going to work. Because you just don't know what it will be, you know, and it will be there's sickness in humanity, so sick that, you know, the worst thing you could possibly imagine, but he may have done it already.
yeah. What was it, Rule 39 or something?
Yeah,
You can think about it, the internet already did it.
yeah.
And
No, it's a sick place we live in, sick world we live in, and you know, you have these people that just, you know, normal, everyday, hardworking, decent people
mm, mm.
that put their own psyche on the line so that you can actually sleep at night.
So
You know?
yeah. So those are the true unsung heroes of our
Yeah.
generation.
And yeah, this. I mean, I can promise you, like some large percentage, like 60 to 80% of people, like nearly 90% of Facebook users aren't even aware that they exist.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing. I mean, they go report abuse or report user,
Yeah.
and they leave it at that.
Yep.
And they shouldn't. Well, they can because that's why it's set up in that way. Report
Yeah.
user. Okay, fine. We report the user, but you never actually realize how much is going on behind the scenes in these things. And there's people with really horrifying jobs out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you should look at yourself and say you're blessed to have the job you're having
Yeah.
because you could be looking at the worst part of the internet all day. You could
Truth.
be the
That
one
is in
person.
truth.
It sounds like a first world problem. Yay, hashtag first world problems or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a reality. It exists. I mean,
It does.
it's scary. Now, if that thing, going to the worst part of humanity, gains awareness, we are
Or
truly
doomed.
doomed. we are
No
doomed.
two ways about it. No two ways about it. I mean, if that is your only perception of a species, this brutal, horrible, monstrous thing that is incredibly skilled at self-extinction. I mean, that is the perception you will have. If you have absolutely no other contact with humanity, right? You don't see the good in people. You don't see anything. All you see is the absolute worst we have to offer. Then all you would see is this entity, this race that serves no purpose other than to cause itself pain and misery. And this thing wouldn't even eliminate us out of a sense of malice or a sense of anger or anything. It will, like, be in its mind, it will be doing us a favor. It will be putting us out of our misery, because that's what we are so desperately trying to do to ourselves, you know? Quickly and painlessly, in opposition, in you know, in stark contrast to what we do to each other on the internet.
Yeah. And that's why I loved also, wow, shouting out to a lot of YouTubers today. Boogie2988, Francis, the angry fat guy on the internet, one of the characters he plays, right? He started a hashtag following to spread a little bit of love, or a hashtag trend to
Yeah.
spread a little love in the world. And it was called Thank a Creator. Hashtag Thank a Creator.
Yeah.
And what this basically aimed to do was tweet out to someone, a creator, game developer, YouTuber, uh, movie director, whatever, Stephen Hawking, you
Yeah.
know, celebrity, whatever, anyone who creates stuff, and just tell them, listen, you did this, I really enjoyed it, thank you. And
yeah. That is good.
we need more of that in the world, I believe.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. We need more people that create and less people that destroy.
Yes.
And bad thing is, if you look at, like, fundamentalists, right?
Mm.
Fundamentalism in itself is not based on any specific religion. They're using religion as an excuse for suffering and pain. That's all it is. It's a power trip.
Yeah.
And fundamentalism is found in nearly every religion. That they want to force people to believe a certain way, punish those that don't believe a certain way, despite being completely contrary to the supposed religion that they are championing, you know.
Mm.
They have a monopoly of the media right now. Is these people that do nothing but destroy. They have the monopoly of the media. So yes, I think this program that you're talking about is an excellent thing. Yes, bring the attention back to the people that create, not those that destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And again, to those people doing that job, I salute you. That's going to be our closing comment. If you want to say something in closing, that's cool. But for my
that's
sake,
a good one. Yes,
for my sake,
we salute you.
We salute you.
Thank you for protecting my mind at the expense of your own.
Yes, my sanity at the expense of your own, because there's no other. I can only say thank you. That's the only thing. Thank you. And on a lighter note, we will have to recreate a lot of stuff, man.
Well, on that note, I'm busy building us some oxygen tanks, so hopefully we can go recover our stuff, because there's many hours of work that's been put into those stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, on that note, guys, thank you for watching Zaffer Geek.
Thank you very much. Same here. Hope you have an awesome time. And until next time, you guys should have a good one.
Yeah. Yes.
Wave to the camera. Wave to the camera. Turn around, turn around, turn around. There we go. You should have a good time. Ow,
Oh,
ow, ow, ow,
oh,
ow.
too close, too close.
Too close, too close. Okay. Bye.
Bye.